TikTok is a very effective echo chamber. It clues into what you want to see and shows you more of it. The algorithm feeds me a steady diet of very fit people doing push-ups to the Wellerman sea shanty, along with very fit Belgian Malinois doing things I didn't realize any dog could do. Lately, I've been seeing a whole lot of TikToks highlighting 4 ideas that are dangerous. I've been lingering on these videos, trying to understand where people are coming from. And of course, that results in my seeing more coverage of these ideas. I don't know whether these notions are actually gaining currency or whether I've simply been caught up in a TikTok maelstrom, but I wanted to address them. The 4 ideas are simply these: that Trump's election was illegitimate, that the American military should be stepping in, that Trump supporters deserve whatever bad things may come their way, and that it is dangerous to protest. Let's face the fact that Donald Trump was legitimately elected to the presidency under our current system and laws. You may not like our current system. You may not like the Electoral College or the amount of money that is spent on our elections, especially the vast amount spent by super wealthy individuals and special interest groups. I can relate to that. But we got ourselves into the current mess because 77 million Americans chose to vote for Donald Trump. There was no evidence of any significant fraud in 2020, and there was no such evidence in 2024. We got ourselves into this mess. That means it's on us to get ourselves out of it. Second point, I see some people on the left asking, why doesn't the military step in? The military does not step in because they are crystal clear on their duty to the country and to the Constitution. We should not be hoping for the military to rescue us. What we do see in this present moment is a whole lot of retired general officers speaking up for the Constitution and against this president's disregard for the Constitution. That's significant. I hope that they, with their records of courage and public service, will be able to reach people who won't listen to other voices. I also see both active duty and retired military personnel choosing to speak up about wrongs they see. I am grateful for their voices. I can imagine situations where we might be relieved to see the military take over. For instance, I can imagine our military refusing to invade Canada. I hope they would also refuse to invade Greenland and Panama. Nevertheless, under any and all circumstances, a military coup would represent an absolute failure of our democracy. Third idea, there's a whole lot of FAFO going around. The Germans have a word for that, Schadenfreude, the reaction of pleasure to someone else's pain. I just know too many Trump supporters who are good and decent people to get any kind of satisfaction from the pain and betrayal and guilt they will experience when they realize the man they idolized never cared about them and has betrayed them and our country. One day I hope that we will be ready for some kind of truth and reconciliation process. We can lay the groundwork by extending a welcome home to MAGA people who wake up to reality. Finally, the idea that it is dangerous to protest. I can understand that if you've never been politically active, this is a scary time to protest for the first time. We each need to start from where we are. If going to a protest is scary, then find something else to do that is within your comfort level. There's a whole lot of territory and possibilities between doing nothing and standing alone to face down a tank. Maybe you need to start by making a phone call or writing a letter to your senators. The first step is always the hardest. I have in my hand the 32nd edition of the Army Officer's Handbook. It's the 67-68 edition, going back to when my dad was a surgeon during the Tet Offensive. Here's what the handbook has to say about patriots. The Army officer and others who serve the United States willingly are patriots. Any citizen of our country may be a patriot. Here's a simple definition worthy of thought. A patriot is one who exerts himself to promote the well-being of his country, one who maintains his country's freedom and rights. Note in the definition the word exerts. A patriot is one who does something or stands ready to do something for his country's freedom or rights. The test of patriotism lies in the basic beliefs of each individual. Our nation will thrive and remain secure as long as the number of patriots are in the vast majority, and while that patriotism remains an honored and honorable state. God does not give us courage. He gives us opportunities to develop courage. It's like any other muscle. We build our courage by exercising courage. Keep on keeping on.